Rafaela walked through the forest on a gray evening, the sound of dry branches cracking under her feet. She needed to get away from everything, but even the isolation of the forest didn't seem enough to ease the weight she carried. That's when she noticed something strange, a presence as if she were being watched. She stopped, feeling the hairs on the back of her neck rise, and then she saw him. A wolf with a piercing gaze watching her from a distance. Something about that animal made her feel vulnerable, as if he could see beyond appearances. Rafaela tried to scare him off, but the wolf remained motionless, just watching. She knew she should fear him, but instead she felt intrigued. On an impulsive decision, she chose to follow the animal, who began walking calmly, guiding her through the trees as if he knew exactly where she needed to go. With each step, Rafaela felt herself moving further away from her past life and closer to something unknown and profound. As she followed the wolf, old memories began to flood her mind, moments she had chosen to forget. The wolf seemed to know, and with each pause, he looked directly at her, as if asking if she was ready to continue. The path was lined with symbols and markings on the trees, which she began to notice as messages from the place itself. In the distance, she started to hear a song, a melody that seemed to echo in her heart, blending with her thoughts. She stopped, hesitant, but the wolf waited patiently. With a sigh, Rafaela chose to move forward, even knowing that with each step, she left a part of herself behind and faced a new truth about who she truly was.
In a clearing, the wolf stopped before something that looked like an ancient mirror embedded in a stone structure. The surface reflected the sky, but as Rafaela drew closer, she saw not only her own face, but images from her past, moments she had avoided remembering. The wolf stood beside her, watching calmly as she confronted her own reflection. There, the decisions of her life, her fears, and regrets appeared as shadows, challenging her to face them. Rafaela touched the mirror and felt an overwhelming sense of vulnerability, as if the mirror were a window into her soul. As she looked away, she saw the shadow of a betrayer, someone who had broken her trust. The wolf gazed at her, as if waiting for her to react. Through tears, Rafaela realized she needed to forgive herself in order to move forward. The mirror was not just a reflection, it was a portal to what she had always tried to ignore. When Rafaela turned around, the wolf was there, watching her patiently. She understood that the wolf was not merely a creature, but also a representation of her inner strength, the one she had always ignored. In an act of courage, she chose to face the shadows of her past, the disappointments and mistakes, accepting each as part of her story. The wolf, as if recognizing her sacrifice, let out a soft howl, a sound that resonated within her. She felt the weight of the past lifting, as if the mirror itself had consumed her pain. Now, Rafaela no longer saw a wild animal, but a companion who had guided her journey of self-discovery and redemption. With dawn illuminating the clearing, Rafaela felt transformed. As she looked at the wolf, she saw a part of herself reflected in that attentive, compassionate gaze. Without exchanging words, only with a final look, the wolf began to walk away, leaving Rafaela with the certainty that her journey had reached its end. She now understood that her true enemy had been her resistance to accepting her own flaws. The forest, once a place of fear and darkness, now felt welcoming and full of life. She set off back toward her former life, but with a new perspective, ready to face whatever came. Returning to the real world, Rafaela felt at peace, knowing that, alongside the wolf, she had unraveled her own mystery and overcome her fears. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and help share these stories. And who knows, the next happy ending might be waiting just for you.